Helen Thomas, please.
This is a two-pronged question for both presidents. Beyond words, what guarantees can you give the Palestinians that the decisions you made on immigration will not result in a further usurpation of their lands? And why is it that President Gorbachev has shown so much human sympathy for the Palestinians while the U.S. vetoes even a UN look at their plight under military siege?
Did you have a particular order you wanted us to answer that question in? The United States policy on settlement in the occupied territories is unchanged and is clear. And that is, we oppose new settlements in territories beyond the 1967 lines. It's a stated, reaffirmed policy over and over again. Now, we do not oppose the Secretary General sending an emissary to the Middle East to look at this important question. The question is compounded, however, when you see on the eve of the discussion of that an outrageous guerrilla attack on Israel launched from another country. That is unacceptable to the United States. Having said that, we don't want to, the position of our country is we do not think that it needs UN troops or UN Security Council missions, but we do favor Mr. Goulding, a representative of the Secretary General, going there. So when the question came and we differed with the Soviet Union, indeed we differed with many of our other allies on this question, it is our view that the most productive way to handle that question was to have an emissary from the Secretary General, not, as the other countries in the Security Council favored, a Security Council delegation go there.
Settlements, even though this has been our policy for many years.
Yes, I agree there are settlements that go contrary to the United States policy, and I will continue to represent the policy, reiterate the policy, and try to persuade the government of Israel that it is counterproductive to go forward with additional settlements in these territories. Our objective is to get the parties to the peace table, and our Secretary of State has worked diligently with the Israelis, and I've tried to do my best to get them talking. And that's what we think is the most immediate step that is needed. And I will continue to reiterate American policy and continue to push for peace talks.
Just a moment, I'd like to respond to. You formulated your question in precise terms, namely, what kind of guarantees can we issue so that those who want to leave, those who have chosen Israel as the place of residence, those who leave from the Soviet Union should not be resettled on occupied territories. This is not a simple question, and this is what I have to say in this connection. The Soviet Union is now being bombarded by a lot of criticism from Arab countries. Lately, I have had meetings with President Assad of Syria and President Mubarak of Egypt. Those were very important talks with them. Nevertheless, this was the question that was also raised by them in acute terms. The question of guarantees now. We are facing the following situation. Either after these meetings and exchanges with the President of the United States of America on this particular issue, our concern would be heeded in Israel and they will make certain conclusions, or else we must give further thought to it in terms of what we can do with issuing permits for exit. And some people are raising the matter in these terms in the Soviet Union, namely, as long as there are no assurances from the Israelis that this is not going to be done by them, to postpone issuing permits for exit. to put it off, but I hope they will heed what the two presidents strongly advise them, that they should act in a wise fashion. Perhaps this is what I would like to express by way of reacting.